Okay. That last entry on this page is service to the Capitol does not sound good right now.
Correct.
What does that mean?
The members of the VP detail at this time were starting to fear for their own lives. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of very personal calls over the radio. So it was disturbing. I don't like talking about it, but there were calls to say goodbye to family members, so on and so forth. It was getting, for whatever the reason was on the ground, the VP detail thought that this was about to get very ugly.
And did you hear that over the radio? Okay. What was the response by the agents, Secret Service agents who were there?
Everybody kept saying, at that point it was just reassurances, or I think there were discussions of reinforcements coming, but again, it was just chaos. They were just yelling.
Obviously, you conveyed the disturbing, but what prompted you to put it into an entry, as it states there, service to the Capitol?
They're running out of options, and they're getting nervous. It sounds like that we came very close to either service having to use lethal options or worse. Like at that point, I don't know. Is the VP compromised? Is the detail I don't know. Like, we didn't have visibility, but it doesn't. If they're screaming and saying things like "say goodbye to the family."
And we found out later, Mika, of course, but he couldn't have known that day in that moment that they were 2 to 3 minutes away from being trapped and possibly being confronting these rioters, this mob, this angry mob that Donald Trump and Josh Hawley whipped into a frenzy, and this mob that wanted to hang Mike Pence. So that's one of the things that we found is things were far more dangerous for Mike Pence than originally thought, even when we knew that the guy was close to being captured by the mob. And again, to underline this, Donald Trump, when he knew Mike Pence and Mike Pence's wife and Mike Pence's family, when he knew they were in danger, that's when he sent out a tweet attacking him to whip the mob into a greater frenzy. Of course, that's when Pottinger and so many others, Matthews and so many others, decided to quit at that moment because they understood the danger that Donald Trump had put him in. And what was that sociopath's final words that day? Mike Pence let me down. He's just a heinous human being.
Just watching the Secret Service.
He's just a heinous human being. And by the way, there are people all around him who have had extraordinarily horrible judgment, who enabled him through Charlottesville, who enabled him through everything. And these people were begging him to stop. His family members were begging him to stop. Fox News hosts were begging him to stop. His children were begging him to stop. Everybody around him was begging him to stop. And he was the sociopath that stood above the crowd. He was even more vile and more repugnant than everybody else around him. And wanted his vice president to die, said his vice president deserved dying. My God, I mean, you listen to this testimony and you wonder, I'm not criticizing Merrick Garland. I want to be very clear. Ben Wittes, I'm not criticizing Merrick Garland, being very clear. But you wonder how this guy is not already in jail. It's staggering.
Public servants protecting the Capitol, Secret Service cops with no president, with the president on the side of the attackers. That is wrenching.
Yeah, and Mika, you had Mike Pence, according to the testimony of Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, calling and having to call to get support. Said send in the military now, said he was very firm, very direct, and needed it. And then you had Mitch McConnell calling him, too, calling the acting Secretary of Defense saying, get down, clean this up. We're not going to let them stop this vote. Clean it up and tell us when we can go back and start voting again. So you have the vice president, you have Mitch McConnell, and then you have the other Republican, Donald Trump, who won't do a thing.